Can you remember the exact moment you felt like the most excited kid in the world? Not Christmas morning, not your birthday. I'm talking about that one specific day in late August when your mom grabbed her purse, grabbed your hand, and said those magic words. Come on, we're going school shopping. If you grew up in the 1970s in America, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That feeling was real. That day was special. And today, we're going all the way back. Because the way kids shopped for back to school in the 1970s, it was a completely different world. And honestly, it might have been better. It started weeks before school actually began. No emails, no school apps, no digital notifications. Your school supply list arrived one of two ways. Either your mom called the school directly, or, and this is very 70s, it was printed right there in your local newspaper. Parents would literally cut that list out with scissors and stick it on the refrigerator with a magnet. And as a kid, you'd stare at that list like it was a treasure map. 2 wide-ruled notebooks, 1 box of 64 Crayola crayons, a box of pencils, a pencil case, a ruler, a protractor. Simple, clean, but somehow so exciting. Because you knew what came next, the trip. Now here's where it gets really fun, because in the 1970s, you weren't going to Amazon, you weren't going to Target, there was no Walmart as we know it today. You were going to places like Kmart, Woolworths, TG&Y, SS Kresge, Ben Franklin stores. These were the holy temples of back-to-school shopping. And Kmart? Oh, Kmart deserves its own documentary. That blue light special could go off at any moment, and suddenly your mom is sprinting across the store because notebooks just dropped to 5 cents each. 5 cents for a notebook. Let that land. Families would make a whole day of it. Mom, dad, the kids, all piling into the station wagon, hitting the store, maybe grabbing lunch at the Woolworths lunch counter afterward. It wasn't just shopping, it was a family event. Okay, let's talk about the actual stuff, because 1970s school supplies hit different. First, pencils. Dixon Ticonderoga. That yellow and green pencil was practically a status symbol. You did not lose your Ticonderoga. Composition notebooks, the black and white marble ones. They cost almost nothing and they lasted all year. Crayola crayons, and here's the thing. If you got the 64-pack with the sharpener built into the box, you were rich. You were the most powerful child in 2nd grade. The Big Chief tablet, wide-ruled, red cover, used across America for elementary school kids writing their first sentences. And folders, simple 2-poke folders in red, blue, green, yellow. No branding, no characters, just folders. Now, the Trapper Keeper didn't fully explode until 1978 to 1981, so late 70s kids were starting to see those come in, and if you had one of those, you were basically a celebrity. Lunchboxes, metal, with a matching thermos. Scooby-Doo, Star Wars came in 1977 and changed the lunchbox game forever. And shoes, Keds, Pro Keds, Converse Chuck Taylors, canvas sneakers in white or navy. That's what kids wore, and your mom would write your name inside with a black marker. Here's something important to understand about 1970s back-to-school shopping. Money was tight for a lot of American families. The 70s weren't glamorous. We had inflation, we had the oil crisis, a lot of dads worked blue-collar jobs, a lot of moms were just starting into the workforce. The average American family spent somewhere between $20 and $50 on back-to-school shopping for a child, total, for everything. And parents made it work. They'd buy one size up on shoes so kids could grow into them. They'd reuse last year's backpack if it wasn't destroyed. They'd buy the store brand notebook over the name brand one. And you know what? Kids didn't complain because everyone was kind of in the same boat. Your best friend's family had the same budget. Your neighbor's kids were rocking the same Keds. There was something really beautiful about that kind of equality on the playground. Let's talk backpacks, because in the early to mid-70s, a lot of kids weren't even carrying a traditional backpack. You had the canvas book bag, a simple tote-style bag. Or you carried your books in a book strap, literally a leather strap that wrapped around your stack of textbooks. That was it. The structured nylon backpack, as we know it today, wasn't really mainstream for kids until the late 70s and into the 80s. And school clothes? Oh, school clothes were a whole separate shopping trip. Bell-bottoms, plaid shirts, earth tones, burnt orange, avocado green, harvest gold, turtlenecks, knee socks for girls, Toughskins jeans from Sears because they were reinforced at the knees and your mom knew you'd destroy regular jeans in a week. Sears and JCPenney with the places for school clothes. You'd spend an afternoon in those stores, trying on everything and walking out with 2 or 3 new outfits that had to last the whole year. But here's what I really want to talk about. Because all of this, the Kmart runs, the 5-cent notebooks, the Crayola 64-pack, it wasn't really about the stuff. It was about what the stuff represented. A fresh start, a new beginning. The idea that this school year, this one right here, was going to be your year. Every new pencil was a promise. Every blank notebook was a possibility. Every new pair of Keds meant you could run faster, jump higher, be cooler than you were last June. And your mom or your dad, whoever took you shopping, they were giving you more than school supplies. They were saying, you matter. Your future matters. We're investing in you. Even if the budget was tight, even if they had to put some of it on layaway, even if they chose the cheaper brand so you could get one extra thing. That trip to Kmart, that afternoon at JCPenney, that was love in action. So here's what I want to ask you, and I mean this genuinely. Who took you school shopping when you were a kid? Was it your mom, your dad, your grandma, maybe an aunt or uncle who stepped up when they didn't have to? And do they really know how much that meant to you? Sometimes the people who gave us the most never heard us say thank you. Not really, not the way they deserved. If that person is still here, maybe today's the day. Call them, tell them you remember, tell them it mattered. And if they're not here anymore, carry the memory, carry it forward. Because one day, there's going to be a kid in your life who needs someone to grab their hand and say, come on, we're going school shopping. I'm Baden. If this took you back, hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment below. Tell me, where did your family shop for back to school? I'd love to read every single one. See you in the next one.